What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Pierre Javon, and this is another episode of Black, Beautiful, and Balanced.
We are black, we are beautiful, we are balanced. Say it with me. We are black, we are beautiful, we are balanced. Okay?
So today, we are going to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart. Something I've always been very conscious of, probably from a very young age, but then something that is now my reality. And that is raising children, specifically raising girls. So I grew up one of four, 2 girls and 2 boys. And from a very young age, I would say like early high school, when I say very young, I was very cognizant of like the differences between my brothers and me and my sister and how we were treated from different parents, from each parent, how much responsibility we received or how much trust we received, how much discipline. I remember kind of differentiating that between kids and also between sexes at that age, like in high school. One thing I will say why it hits home now is because I'm raising 2 little girls and I am a girl's girl. If anybody is going to champion a girl, it's going to be me. And that's one thing I want to be remembered for that. Like someone who was a girl's girl who, that's kind of what Can We Take a Minute is really about. It's about pop culture, but I'm always highlighting black girls, black women, power moves, new movies, new everything, new businesses. That's like my thing. And that's really my niche. That's really what I always want to do. If I ever get a huge platform, it's going to be to amplify black women, period. But I digress. So now I'm raising 2 girls. I am very cognizant of how I want to speak to them, how I want to raise them. I'm not saying I have it all figured out, but I'm very conscious and I think about it a lot. So that led me to ask some of my followers about their experience growing up as a girl, how their parents parented them, or are they raising girls themselves? What are they doing differently? What are they doing the same? It also led me to talk to my mom about her mindset on raising us. And I didn't ask my dad, but specifically it's about me raising girls. So I asked my mom, who raised the girl. Ta-da. So let's get into it. Okay. So for me, I was raised, I would say I wouldn't change much of what my mother did. My mom is a phenomenal mother. She is, I don't speak for everybody, but across kids, she was always very sensitive to the child, very specific to the child. Like, it was not a one size fits all, no matter how much I may have felt like it was unfair with so-and-so. You don't be telling them this, because my mom knew, well, I can't tell him that. It ain't gonna matter, whatever. So she is very specific to, every child is different. And I take that on with my children for sure. That's one of the biggest pieces. I feel like I knew whether I had girls or boys, like that was important. Now, moving on, I did ask my mom her thoughts on raising us versus raising my brothers. And what did she, how did she approach it? And I texted her and she called me because the text was very clear, but whatever. I wanted her to text it so I could read it, honestly. But whatever, we were having a conversation about it. And she wanted to raise girls who were very independent, who did not need to rely on someone, a man, obviously, for something. And she wanted us to know that we could do anything. And I would say, if I had to take anything from my mother, the most important thing is that my mom made me feel I could do everything, anything. My mom is my biggest fan. She has always been my biggest fan. I never felt like if I told my mom I had an idea or I wanted to do something or I wasn't sure of myself, that my mom would not enforce me. And so much so that if I needed critiques, if I'm like, does this outfit look cute? Don't ask my mama. She think I look good in everything. She think we look good in everything. It's like a joke amongst my friends. Like, my mom be like, oh, you look sexy. If I had those legs, girl, I'd be wearing that. That ain't too short. Like, she is just always she's always our biggest fan. So I love that. And that's what I want to be for my daughters for sure. Like, I feel like that is the most important, the foundation of, as a little girl when you're growing up, how you feel about yourself. And I prayed when I found out I was pregnant that I had a confident child. Like, that became my leading prayer. I got into other things, healthy, grateful, respectful, smart, all these things. But confident was the most important for me when I found out I was having a girl. I feel like it's the foundation for everything. You can speak for yourself when you're confident. You can fail when you're confident. You can try again. You can succeed. You can live out loud. You could be a good friend. You could be a good partner. You could be a good student. You could be a great daughter. You can have fun. You can try things. When you are confident, there is nothing that you cannot do because you believe in yourself and you believe that it's not the worst thing if it doesn't work out. And that's something I really want to instill in my children. But going back to my mom, she said she wanted us to be confident, didn't want us to depend on anyone. And then she asked me, do I feel like she did that or showed that? She was like, if she didn't say it, she showed it. And I was like, my parents got divorced when I was, separated when I was like a freshman in high school and kind of on and off again, but they ultimately ended up getting divorced. And my mom said one thing she felt like she showed at that point was like, get out here and go get it. Basically, my mom was a stay-at-home mom for over a decade, 15 years maybe, maybe less or more, give or take. And so when her and my dad separated, she was essentially starting over. If everything went right with this marriage, this was going to be, she would have been a stay-at-home mom. She probably would have had some other job. She always did like stuff on the side, travel, and, she would go work for Christmas season. Like she would do stuff. But like ultimately, he was supporting them as a family or us as a family and then them as a couple once their kids leave. So when that wasn't her future anymore, she had to figure out what to do now and for the future. When me and my sister went to live with her, or we stayed with her, this kid split. And so she feel like she showed us in that aspect. And I feel like she did. I saw my mom, work hard. And I also took in my responsibility. Me and my sister are 7 years apart. So when we moved into an apartment, I cooked dinner a lot, but not like too much. Just I cooked dinner for my sister. I checked her homework or made sure she did her homework, made sure she took a bath. When I started driving, I took her to practice, dance class or whatever. So it was very much like my mom is doing her part. Let me help her out. And I think that's a lot of who I am innately, but it's also so funny because I was just describing all that. I'm like, dang, oh, mama for real now. I thought I was a little mama back then. My neighbor used to call me little mama because the way I took care of Jasmine. But anyway, all of this, when reflecting on how I'm raising my children, led me to ask this question to my followers about how they were raising their children and how they were raised. And I got some great responses from women. Some people felt that they were just confident, born confident, really wasn't nothing their parents did. Love that for them. And they also want their children to be confident. Some people were like, my mom was not my biggest cheerleader. Like, not like she was negative, but she wasn't like optimistic, like pointing out some of the, negative stuff or just not being there to champion her on. And then one of the most popular answers I received was people who said their parents or their mother stressed other things over beauty. And when I meant confident, I didn't really think about the beauty part because for all extents and purposes, I didn't know I was pretty for a very long time. Like I'm not even trying to, and I don't know if that's because it wasn't emphasized in my house, but like I didn't really get that I was cute until like 10th grade. Maybe I wasn't cute before then, but you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't something in my mind about being beautiful. But people that commented on my post said they wish their parents would have I guess asserted their beauty and how pretty they were more because they put a lot of emphasis on other parts of your personality or being smart. And then they kind of, I guess, I don't know if they blossom late or they second guess themselves on being attractive and kind of finding themselves. And I get that. One thing I notice when I go to the mall sometimes, the teenage girls who are trying to follow the trends but are uncomfortable, that is like something that irks me to my soul. And I know being a teenager is awkward, it's some things, whatever, but it's like you're at the mall with a crop top and a mini skirt on and you're walking like this. Girl, that's not your trend. You know what I'm saying? Like I would rather my daughter be making her own clothes whenever she want to wear or whatever and be fashionable and confident than be trying to wear what everyone else is wearing and you standing talking to your friend like this or keep pulling on your clothes. Like that's why I say I pray for a confident child, someone who is not marched to the beat of their own drum, no matter what that is. So today, in this day and age, the reason that I really, really am conscious about this type of stuff is because these kids, these girls are growing up with so many other factors. Like, to instill confidence back then probably was the easiest thing. I don't want to say it like that, but it was. I mean, people can talk about supermodel culture and skinny and, you know, shapes and black representation. We can talk about that all day. We can talk about it down. But today, you can do all of this at home and your children can still be on social media or hearing, or maybe they're not on social media, their classmates are, and their classmates are influenced, and now they're sharing it with your child. Like, there is so many things for women specifically that they have to sort through, so much noise, that I pray for these teenage girls, these college girls, these young girls, like my kids, who will grow up with knowing nothing else outside of social media, is scary. And I feel like I would love to have a forum of moms who are talking about that. Like, what are you doing? What are you not doing? What are you enforcing? What are you saying? What are you discussing? Like, one thing as a mom, I know I want to have an open line of communication with my children. I want them to know they can always tell me. Like, and let me know if you don't want me to say nothing bad. Like, we can do that too. I want to be, you out with your friends, you feel like you're in an uncomfortable situation, call your mama. I don't care if you went across town. I don't care if you went somewhere you told me you wasn't going. Your mama's going to come get you. No questions asked. Not no questions asked, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to worry about, oh, I can't tell my mama this. And so for me, there's a huge importance I put on transparency. Even the way I talk about myself, I have gotten more, and I don't talk negative about myself, but little flip of the tongue things, like, I got a short haircut, so days I be looking around, oh Lord, I'm tired of looking a mess. Or I say something like that, I don't say that no more, because my daughter be like, you what you say? You look a mess? What you say? You know, and I'm like, I do, but she don't know that I'm joking. She don't know what I mean, you know, so I have to be very conscious of that. I tell her that she's beautiful, that she's pretty every day. I make her say it about herself. I say I'm beautiful. I say everybody's beautiful. I say my husband is handsome. I say everything to her to reinforce, like, positivity. Especially, this is a whole nother thing. You know, my daughter, we are on the south side of town. There's going to be a lot less people that look like her. That scares me. It's like this crazy thing. We have so many factors to worry about. But I just want to reinforce that my child is enough, that they're great, that you can do whatever you want to do. And if you don't feel confident about something, that's okay too. Like, own that. Like, I feel like that's kind of the root of shyness. I used to say I didn't want a shy child. And it's not that I didn't want a shy child, but I want my children to be sure of themselves. If you're sure that you don't like talking in this room and you don't want to do that, that's cool with me. But I don't like that when I fear when you don't want to speak because you're not confident in what you think or what you say. Maybe talking is just not your thing. You don't feel the need to engage in this conversation, but not because you don't believe in what you feel or your opinion, or you don't believe you can hold your own. Like, that's another matter. But anyway, I could go on about this for a long time, but I would love for people who are raising little girls to comment and let me know what they feel is like one of the most important things they want to instill in their girls. Also, if you're not raising kids, maybe how are you raised? Would you do the same? Would you do anything differently? How do you feel about, your confidence level now as a grown woman compared to when you were younger, and vice versa? I will personally say that when I was younger, I was just normal. Like, I never felt, like I said, I didn't feel like I was didn't have a big idea about looks. Also, we were kind of raised that way and not being like materialistic. Like, we didn't have a lot of like name brand stuff or the newest thing. That just wasn't how we were raised. So maybe that was another part. I didn't even know to put value in that. But I also remember being my sophomore year, and my roommate Martika can attest to this, I came into my own, literally. Like, I just remember thinking, like, everything that I thought I didn't like or wasn't sure about, whether it was pulling my hair back, like, do I like pulling my hair back? Like, stuff like that, just became like, oh, I look good with a slick back. And now look at me. Girl, sophomore P era is girl, we made it. we thought we didn't like pulling our hair back and slicking our hair back. Girl, we ain't got none. I love that for me. Wow. But yeah, my wearing flip-flops, I wasn't showing my toes. There was some things I just wasn't doing. I thought it just wasn't for me. And now I'm doing all the things. I mean, I love that for me. Wow. Okay, I digress. But yeah, I came into my own sophomore year of college, and I never looked back. I have never looked back. And of course, life has had challenges, things, but it's like everything is for a season. Like, everything is for a season. Something that you may feel, something you don't like, something you're struggling with. We'll get through it. Everybody will get through it. And I want to be that for my kids. I want them to know we'll get through it. We'll get through it together. sometimes my eyes water up thinking about my kids growing up and being like young ladies and going through little awkward times and dealing with friendships and boyfriends and all that type of stuff. That's like, ooh, I hope I get how my mama felt, about her kids. Like, so bad. I get it. But I want to say to my mom, if you're watching this, because I know she's watching this because she be supporting me, y'all. Love you so much. My mom was an amazing mom to me. Perfect mom for me. Couldn't have got one better. And she raised me to be a, confident woman. And I appreciate that. And I hope to do the same with my kids. And yeah, like I said, I would love for y'all to comment and let me know about your upbringing experience as a girl, a young lady, and then also how you're raising your children right now. Thanks so much for watching this. This has been a great episode because this is, like I said, it's something that's on my mind constantly about what type of children am I raising, what type of example am I setting. And I'm so glad I got to get it all out there because this show is called Black, Beautiful, and Balanced because, honey, I'm Black, I'm beautiful, we got ups and downs, and it's all balanced. Like, we talk and think about a lot of things, but it's all normal. It's all par for the course, y'all. So be sure to comment, like, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next episode of Black, Beautiful, and Balanced. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.
We are Black, we are beautiful, we are balanced. Say it with me. We are Black, we are beautiful, we are balanced. Okay?